Our next guest is Irene Bremis from Bremis Realty, a Somerville-based real estate agent.
Yes.
And this is going to be interesting. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been in the business for 30 years. It's been a family business, so I started very young. So we've seen a lot of changes in Somerville in the real estate market.
How young?
I was 13 when I started working for my dad, but
I was going to say that's not legal.
So she's been there
I
at least
think
10
it
years.
is if it's a family
It's a
business,
family
actually.
business. That's it. If you want to eat, you better come in
Exactly.
and file and do some things.
So I started typing listings, at a very young age. So I became familiar with the inventory in the market. And my father had that old school belief that if you were going to be in any business, you should start from the bottom and work your way up so you knew every piece of it.
Well, I mean, that's good. So tell us a little bit about the business, what it does today.
So Somerville has changed a lot. The business has changed a lot. We've seen it since when the rates were high and they were 18% and to the lows when they were 2%. But I checked some industry trends recently because I knew I was going to be here and we'd be talking about this. But for our market alone, the multifamilies have been on fire. They go until there's very little inventory. But compared to 2005, the market had gone down and people had lost money and a lot of people couldn't sell and they were hanging on to it. This year, beginning of the year, January and February, there was nothing going on. It seemed like it was, nobody was buying, not much was happening. But then it just all of a sudden went on fire and anything we listed, we had multiple bids, little inventory, everything that came on, you were having several offers on and it was going above the asking. And I did the stats and the average for our numbers for the sales price versus the list price is over 100%, which is very unusual. So it's 105%. So you put it on the market and you don't know what it's going to sell for. So we let the market dictate itself.
So you're saying that the average price, selling price, is 105% of asking price. Wow.
Yes.
So virtually,
Which is
somewhere along the way,
extremely-
things are selling significantly above asking price.
Extremely unusual,
Now,
yes.
are these competitive situations, are you finding that the market over the last several years, or the current market, is dominated by investors, or are they primary home buyers that are looking to buy a multifamily to be able to afford to own their own home?
Well, it's both, and there are different type of investors. So when we list something, the price, I can pretty much determine what the price will go for depending on who the buyer is going to be. So an owner-occupant will pay a certain number, a developer will pay a different number, and an investor who's going to hang on to it long-term is going to pay an entirely different number. So it's always highest and best use. But I did notice something that was really interesting. The 3 families that were on the market sold an increase compared to 2012. So if we just take 2012 numbers and 2013 numbers year-to-date, the prices, the average price for a 3-family was in the low 600s, and now the average price for a 3-family is $750. For 2
Significant appreciation.
significant.
That's
So
a
it's
lot.
30% for 3 families, 20% more for 2 families, 10%. These are rough, estimates for singles, and then 8% more for condos. So it's gone up all the way around.
So all the way